A new federal lawsuit filed against the Idaho Department of Correction alleges leaders retaliated against a correctional officer who has since been fired after he reached out to Idaho News 6. I'm neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker, and I was the first to report on those concerns regarding inmate mail and medical forms allegedly ending up in the trash. Now I'm named in the lawsuit as one of the journalists former correctional officer Scotty Amos turned to when he says no one inside IDOC would listen.
The federal lawsuit, formally filed this week, accuses the Idaho Department of Correction of punishing whistleblower Scotty Amos, a former officer at ISCC south of Boise, who claims he lost his job after going public about what he saw behind closed doors, alleging inmates' health service requests, grievance forms, and personal mail were regularly discarded in shredding bins and trash cans. I spoke exclusively with Amos's lawyer, Dan Kalish, about his client's concerns.
A lot of those weren't going to where they should be going. Once there was a person who was actually left out in the cold and who was shivering. So he noticed all of these things. He ended up sort of reporting them. That didn't go anywhere. So although it wasn't in his job duties to report this, he ended up going to you, Miss Shoemaker, and he ended up getting fired basically as a result of that.
Amos alleges he discovered patterns of neglect, including that inmate allegedly forgotten outside in freezing temperatures, and mail never delivered to inmates or their loved ones.
He literally found them in recycling and shredding bins. He went up the chain, he did everything he could, and no one was listening to him.
Amos says after internal complaints were ignored, he contacted Idaho News 6 and argues he was then terminated without notice, violating his First Amendment rights.
We think he had a legal right to go to the press to discuss some of the corruption that he was seeing, and he got fired as a result.
IDOC has not yet responded to our request for comment.
This is the latest development in a months-long investigation I've been following on various issues within the Idaho Department of Correction, including my report on the correctional officer charged with having a sexual relationship with an inmate. I've also received dozens of letters from IDOC inmates, many echoing the same allegations of destroyed mail and mistreatment. You can find my full reports, official documents, and continuing coverage of these issues within IDOC in this story on IdahoNews6.com. I'm neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker, Idaho News 6.